Day Health Camp is one of the events organized by the Ministry of Health as the country prepares to commemorate World Malaria Day, slated for 25th next week. The health camp at Nachivo Blue Primary School in Kampala was embraced by many people who commended the Ministry of Health for bringing health services nearer to them.
This service is very good. We really appreciate, because there are so many people suffering from malaria that they find it difficult to go to the hospitals. So now when we bring such a thing here, we are almost in a swamp area. There is Kisenyi, there is Nakivo, there is Katwe. I'm sure all the people will converge here to get this free service. We do appreciate it.
Come for actually for testing malaria to see that if I have it, I'll be treated.
The National Malaria Survey conducted by the Ministry of Health in 2015 shows that malaria prevalence has reduced to 19% compared to the last 3 years when the prevalence was at 47%. Though the survey shows a decline in malaria cases, the disease is still ravaging many homes, and according to Ministry of Health records, 30 to 50% of people who visit health facilities are diagnosed with malaria. The manager malaria control program in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Jimmy Opigo, says the ministry is promoting the culture of proper testing and treatment.
Is to promote the culture of good treatment for malaria. People take malaria for granted, so they do self-medication. They want to be able to tell on their own that they have malaria. When they get a fever, they just think it is malaria, but sometimes it can be something else, and then you take medicines for nothing. So we want to promote the culture of testing before treatment.
The World Malaria Day will be commemorated on Monday next week in Nrila District. This year's global theme is End Malaria for Good, and Uganda has chosen the slogan, Test, Treat and Prevent. Adiana Kuti and Susan Naunga, UBC.
Still in the line of health, academicians and researchers in the health sector recommend performance-based financing as a complementary tool in increased service delivery in the health sector. Performance-based financing is a system approach of innovative financing that links financing of healthcare providers to the achievement of predetermined performance indicators. Let us see the details.
Performance-based financing is a method employed to trigger change within the health system and helps to improve achievement of output. According to Dr. Elizabeth Echirapo from Makerere University School of Public Health, performance-based financing helps motivate health workers because the system believes in pay after delivery of service or services. This method has been piloted in Jinja District by World Bank and has achieved tangible results in health centers where it has been piloted.
Performance-based financing is a systems approach to financing that pays providers for the achievement of specific outputs.
Dr. Elizabeth says change under this program comes as a result of a number of reasons.
And the current systems that we have, we find that sometimes health workers are absent from their workstation and yet they get their salary at the end of the day. So in this system, if you're not there, then you're not going to get probably part of your salary.
However, performance-based financing as a tool cannot achieve much when necessities like health workers, drugs and infrastructure are not available.
The other thing that is also particularly important is the availability of some of the basic infrastructure. You have to make sure that the facilities are functional. So for example, if you want them to do more cesarean sections, then it means that they should have a theater, it means that they should have a doctor, it means that they should have an anesthetist. And so in Uganda, some of our facilities are not very functional.
The above tool is currently being implemented in neighboring countries such as Rwanda and Burundi. Gerald Kasige, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Gerard. We'll now go to the education sector. LUYANZI College has made a scoop to teach Chinese language from Confucius Institute of Makerere University at secondary level. Professor Oswald Ndoleide of Confucius Institute and the director, LUYANZI College, Engineer Soma Ayub, signed a memorandum of understanding to establish a sister campus in Kiraton Council, Wakiso District. China Ambassador to Uganda, Zhao Yali, encouraged citizens of the two countries to learn their cultures in order to tap each other's resources.
Try this, and then change.
The teaching and learning of culture and language is getting integrated in the education curriculum. LUYANZI College Bweyogerere has sealed a memorandum of understanding as an annex institute to teach Chinese culture and language. Professor Oswald Ndolereire of Confucius Institute and the director LUYANZI College engineer Soma Ayub signed the memorandum of understanding.
For the Confucius Institute, of course, it helps us to have a center outside Makerere, so that people who come from this area, from these areas here, don't need to come all the way to Makerere. They can come here to learn the short courses. It can be during the weekend, it can be in the evening, it can be at lunchtime. So there will be this center.
Also, when we looked around, we saw that Uganda, most of its industries and factories are Chinese. Therefore, we thought that if we start teaching our children, then our children will have an edge over the students of other schools.
The signing also marks the first Chinese cultural festival. The chief guest, Justice Duncan Gaswaga, said, language corresponds to the factor of context which Ugandans need as they integrate with China, which accounts for 30% of Uganda's foreign trade.
The Chinese presence in Africa is now so pronounced that they seem to be in every sector of each economy. It is important, therefore, that small economies like Uganda learn the Chinese language to effectively and conveniently be able to do business with such big economies.
China Ambassador to Uganda, Zhao Yali, encouraged the partnership, which will create way for young people to get employment from China firms in Uganda.
If you are Ugandan, you speak Chinese language, it's easier for you to find a job. I want to encourage more and more Chinese people to learn English and the local languages, and also vice versa.
The Hisense Chinese Language and Cultural Center at LUYANZI College in Wakiso District has been training over 350 students annually.
The students here, we are from S1, S2, S3, S5. We give these students free teaching Chinese program.
Teaching Chinese language is in line with the Ministry of Education decision to revise the school curriculum, with a pilot project starting with 20 schools in 2017.
And we cannot remain static when the rest of the world is moving forward in terms of what is it that they are teaching their children in those countries, and especially which languages are the language that are on now. And one of them is Chinese language.
Thank you. Many Chinese firms in Uganda need interpreters, as many Ugandan business persons too. Abiana Francisco, Anthony Senabulia for UBC News.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Science, Technology and Sports, Dr. Rose Nassali, has called upon head teachers and their deputies to always work together with the Ministry for innovative strategies to reduce absenteeism